Let's continue this conversation about finding your identity in Christ, about finding your identity in things that are not of Christ. And finding your identity in Christ alone can come with so many challenges, comes with so many roadblocks, so many idolizations that restrict us from getting there. My name's Dan, and I've been on this journey for the last few years, finding my identity in Christ. And recently have been documenting, sharing, trying to help others along the way. In the process, it's actually helping me find my identity firmer, stronger, more faithful in Christ and Christ alone. If you would like to catch some of my other videos, make sure you like or follow, catch me on YouTube or TikTok, and we can go through this journey together. I'll even have a chat with you if you'd like. Links in the bio below. How do you identify yourself? What characteristics, what traits, what things in your life do you use to identify yourself? Is it things like your job, how old you are, how much you weigh, what your skin looks like, how much money is in your bank account, what your past looks like, what college you went to? This list continues to go on and on. In fact, in the world, we identify ourselves so much by things like what college we were able to get into, or where our ancestors came from, what nationality we are, what country we were from, or even what country we live in. Maybe it's just the color of your eyes, or just the color of your skin. There are so many things that we use as humans to identify ourselves, to separate ourselves, to put us into different categories. In fact, these things have been used against us many, many times. In the past, wars have been done over people making decisions based on identity in worldly things. It's amazing to me that we actually put so much effort into separating ourselves by finding identity in things like color of hair, color of skin, color of eyes, or maybe career choices, places you live, things you can afford. Maybe it's just the things that we've done in our past that then continue to identify us, to define us as we move forward. Do you struggle with any of these things? Do you look at yourself and say, I'm not as good as somebody else because of some of these reasons? Or do you look at yourself and say, I'm better than somebody else because of these things? Both of those things are wrong, which is just amazing to me. I can remember growing up, there were the rich kids, there were the fat kids, there were the preppy good kids, the athletic ones, the band kids, the choir kids. That was me, by the way. And so we all have these identities. We all have these things that we define ourselves by. But how do we then define ourselves outside of all of those things? I'd like to point to one Bible verse to give us today, and that would be 2 Corinthians 5:16 and 17. From now on, therefore, we regard no one according to the flesh. Even though we once regarded Christ according to the flesh, we regard him thus no longer. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. This is Paul's promise. This is something that we can define ourselves by just Christ being in us, and none of those other things matter. This is a process, and this is something where we have to let go of so much and grasp for and claim our identity in Christ.